So let's talk about the reaction versus the result. This is where Mythbusters gets it wrong a lot, okay? The reaction is a force. It's always a force, okay? And it's a force that happens at the same time, and it's always a push or pull at the same time. So if we're talking about something else that's happening after whatever the action is, then we're not talking about the reaction force. Okay, so for example, in our gravity from Earth pulls you down, if you are thinking that the reaction to that is, well, I fall or I stumble or I sit on the chair and I don't move, that's actually not the reaction force, because one, that's not a force, and two, it is kind of happening at the same time, but it's still not a force. Those are things that are happening next, okay? Those are what we call the result, what happens next, okay? And we can use Newton's second law to think about those things. So now that there's a net force on you, what's going to be your acceleration, okay? It's going to depend on your mass, okay? Now, and then we can think about, when I hit my brother hits me back, which is not good. Please don't hit people, okay? But those are like, other events that are happening. Those are not the reaction force. We're always talking about a force, okay? We're always talking about a force that is happening, okay? All of Newton's laws are about forces, something about forces. If there's a force, if there's a net force, then the object will change. If there's no net force, then the object won't change what it's doing. If the net force is bigger, then it'll accelerate more. If the mass is bigger, then it will accelerate less. If there's a force on this thing, then that thing is pushing back. That's what Newton's three laws are about.